Alright guys, I'm going to make a small video actually on a game I played just to kind of show you the importance of back timings as well as positioning and not chasing. I'm not going to show you the whole game, I'm going to show you a specific part of the game, which was the turning point for my team. My team was struggling. As you can see, our composition is fairly low damage, and it became extremely low damage when the Wukong was really far behind. He was like 2-8 at one point in the game. So we really struggled um, with damage for a long time in this game. Let's see if I can get in here. I believe it's right here. So it's gonna literally everything that this replay is gonna show you. So you can see we're down 3.3k at this point, but we are honestly really struggling with damage, and their Wukong got incredibly fed because, or their Warwick, I'm sorry, got incredibly fed because of this guy. I really snowballed the bottom lane in the early parts of the game, and I'll actually go back to that to show you guys some of that too, especially for return ganking. We basically these guys did a really good job on the second death for Caitlyn. I'll show you, but this is just to make you guys always consider when I talk about being too excited or cocky. This team right now is way too cocky because they have been stomping us basically the entire time. So the most important thing to remember, no matter what part of the game it is the composition. We have an incredible AoE team because of the Wukong, my alt, Galio for AoE CC all over the place, damage, AoE damage. Lissandra does AoE. She also has the targeted stun. So when we combo everything, even if we're behind, we can really get like a big playoff. And I'm going to show you basically these guys not taking. They're being way too cocky, like I talked about. So they immediately get out of position, and my team just literally goes. And you can see that and they even did it without Caitlyn around either, getting out of position. That's why noticing people out of position and then just knowing you guys can go right away um, is incredibly important because it can turn games around that are very unwinnable. And I'll also go to, if I can remember the time, I'll go to a point in time where I actually had a really nice flank play uh, to help us stay sustained in the game as well. I'm an expert driver, by the way, on the Nunu. So we're just going to speed this up now. Immediately going back because we want to reset but also purchase. Resetting gives us so much more benefits. So right here we have vision. Um, where did we get vision? We had vision of them somehow. We knew that they were at Dragon, and a couple of my teammates were pinging basically to go to Dragon, and just I spam ping go mid because no matter what, we're going to get one turret here for free in the trade without anyone being able to defend it. Obviously, it's really low, but if they overstay, or if they do the dragon and then they try to come this way, we can literally flank them. And you'll see basically how this transpires, and it's going to lead into even more for us. Because exactly what happens, we knew where they're at because they just did dragon. So we're basically going to flank them as 5. And this is another good thing to point out is Lucian is the guy I have to protect. He has to stay alive. So no matter what, I am literally his buddy. I'm just staying on top of him no matter what. As long as he's alive, we're going to be able to kill those two monsters, Warwick and Cho'Gath, as you can see. And immediately, instead of going down to where the other team was, it just goes straight into trying to shove the wave, because we can get tier 2 now. So unfortunately, we don't have a wave here now. So my team actually calls to go bottom, which is the right call. So we go straight down the bottom, and we're going to get um, the tier 2 here as well. So the biggest reason, and then you're going to see us immediately just go back. Our back timing, we still have time on Baron. We still have like 45 seconds on Baron. So if we back now, we may be able to get at least some the wave management with the Baron empowered minions, so we get good pushes in the waves, and then we can go top and get the other um, tier 2 turret. The only problem that ended up happening was the Wukong basically got stayed here and died 1 versus 5, so we lost our tempo. But everything that you saw there is just tempo based. We don't have to get inhibitors every time that we get Baron. Now we're the team that's in the lead by a decent amount of gold. We have really strong carry. He at least got some gold back because he got a bunch of assists now. He got 5 assists in the last couple minutes. Galio is really strong, so he had tons of defensive items. Let's see if we can go back to another fight. I don't remember if this is it or not. It is. Okay, so this is the point in the game where I know the gold lead is very small, but these two right here were so oppressive to us that it was extremely hard for us to win fights. So this is something I was mentioning to you guys the other night. And you can yell at me too. I yelled at myself as I'm doing this play. I did not have my sweeper yet. I buy it right after this fight. Um, that sometimes you just have to find flanks in order to win games. So they had a ward there and everything. But just like we talked about before, our team composition has a huge strength in AoE. So in order for us to beat them, and plus we can see where Warwick is, so this is like the opportune moment to go in. So that's what I'm talking about of winning with information. Information was literally their strongest carry right now because he's building literally full damage is up there. So we're taking advantage of this. And we get a nice, um, I don't think we get the third person. We get a nice 2 for 0, but it relieves pressure, which is the most important thing for us. And then unfortunately, solo queue happens where I believe Lucian overstays and Warwick kills him, if I'm not mistaken. Someone kills him. Okay, Lysandre died, I'm sorry. But they overstayed basically. Right then we could have, it's a perfect example, the same thing we just talked about where back timings would have been perfectly fine. Just literally, as soon as that happened, we got our advantage. We need to wave management 2 lanes right now. So it should have immediately became Lysandre just stays here, waits for the wave to come back to her, and then I can go deny with Galio and get vision. I have a pink ward. He has 1 ward. I don't know if he warded another one or not. He may have thrown some over here. But it immediately could have been deny and wave management because we're still behind 3k in the game. And our carry is strong, but if Warwick gets onto him and we don't get the peel that he needs, he's just going to die. So this is the importance of back timing here. Just showing you, Lysandre died for no fucking reason again when we just had something good happen. Um, and I just wanted to show you guys that I did go right back and buy it because I was really pissed that I didn't buy it because I always tell Central get it by 15 minutes and I didn't do it. So we're going to actually go to the beginning of the game because there was tons of action in this game. And the very beginning of the game, I started red, tried to go to the scuttle, but Warwick's there, and just knowing the matchup is I will lose to Warwick in the early parts. It'll actually be really close, but Warwick will beat me. So I literally just ran the whole way around. I'll just show it to you, it's fine. So unpause. So I see Warwick there, and I immediately know I can't contest that right now, but I need to get this other scuttle because I need to get some type of vision for my team. So you'll see, I'll get this scuttle, and then immediately go to my blue. And then this is where you're going, what I was talking about, um, return ganks. You'll see what I mean. This is the first gank, obviously, of the game. Their bot lane is way overextended. They have a ward, but they're forgetting. They just saw me on the top side of the map with Warwick, and they knew that I had to leave. They should automatically know. The bot lane should know that I'm on their side of the map now. They have to know that because they had to have seen the information that I backed up as soon as I saw the Warwick, because there's no way that I can actually um, fight him. Like I would just die. So you'll see we got literally um, all 4 summoners out of them, and I almost made a mistake. As you can see, I started walking away, but I started thinking Warwick is probably still on the top side and he's going to take my golems, so I literally turn right around and I go down to this. And you'll see what I was talking about. The the bot lane, the Caitlyn overstays and she gets punished for it. So now she's literally 0-2, or I'm sorry, 0-1 at 4 minutes, and she's still only level 2, I believe. But now I am also doing my job of denying the Warwick. I could have went to, and this is also the Warwick should know, or the Wukong should know that Warwick could be on that top side because where I just showed, and he dies for free. This guy died a lot. So this is just sometimes when you get information. So for Alex, if this exact thing happened, you basically would just chill out and wait for Cho'Gath to basically push into you, and the wave is already pushing into you, it looked like, um, based on where the wave is stacked up. So you should have just, he already had a lead here too, so he should have just chilled out and waited for it to come to him, just in case Warwick was on his side. But we'll show you even more here. So I know they don't have any of these bushes warded over here. And luckily that ward that was in this bush over here expired already. So I'm going to run halfway up river to basically see if they do overextend in the lane, and I'm literally coming right back. I know they still don't have summoners, and this is just free. Dodge the little trap. Me and Galio finish it up. And Lucian did his job there too, where he just backed up and let us take care of it, just to risk, so we don't risk trading 1-for-1 when we don't have to. So these are the small type of things that we need to work on as a group. Just taking information but relaying it to our team, so bottom can say we were the blue team. Bottom can say Nunu's bottom, and then you can call out, like, if I still had red and blue buff, which I believe I had both still when they first saw me. And then Warwick can still take that information and make a play either mid lane or top lane, or just go and try to deny me some experience first and then make a play like he did. So, and then also overstaying a lane like this Caitlyn did, how she basically got chunked almost to death on my first gank, and then she stayed the whole time instead of going back. Like, that's an incredible mistake that she made. She should not be doing that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of. There's one other thing I wanted to show you guys. I hope this is it. Nope. Not yet. I think it's. Come on. This is something we can watch, but that's not what I was thinking of. So my team's contesting the dragon, and I was on my way. We do the dragon. I believe that they, yeah. So again, this is like another way of overstaying. Obviously, we want to stay away from Bran, but we know he doesn't have ult, so we just want to stay away from his AoE as much as possible. But I'm communicating to my team. I'm actually pinging my smite damage, and then I also typed how much my Q does. So I did like 14 something at this, or 1360, something like that at this point. So I could tell my team that, so I knew when to burst it. But what the point of this again is to talk about overstaying as well as the communication. I was telling my team what my smite was so they know, but the Pyke has no business of even being up here. Because you have to know what these champions do, because he's just gonna die again. Like, there's no reason for him. So literally now at 10:30, their bottom lane is 0-5 and 4. Really, really poor decision making on their part. Good job by me and my bottom lane though, punishing them over and over again. And that's stuff that we just have to realize. The other night Central did something that was really, really good, where we were. I told you I wanted to focus top and mid, but bottom lane you guys got such a big lead. And he's like, I just want to focus bottom now because we can get every dragon. And that was the absolute right call. Just because you go into a game with a game plan, shit's going to go differently than you want it to. And it's always best to keep changing the game plan according to what your win condition can be. So it's easier on us to actually secure wins. So I'm trying to find the damn play though. I think this is a bad play by us, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is a really bad play. It might be here. So my team is just overextending like we just talked about, throwing the lead that we had, because at this point we had the lead. And they give up 3 kills for free, and then Wukong also dies top. So we literally just gave them at least 1200 in gold for free. And I was just coming back from base, so there's no reason for them to be overextending like that, because I can't assist them if I'm just coming back from base. So map awareness is like an insanely big thing. Let's actually go back to the beginning of it, I guess. So we can go back. Lysandre's mid. These guys are here, and you can clearly see I'm literally just coming back from base. So these guys want to go in here, but they don't have any information. This is the shit we talk about all the time. They have no information. They have no idea where Warwick is. We have no vision of his entire jungle, and they're trying to make a play. Luckily, they get 1 out of it, but this is where we lose literally 3 of them. As this guy's already really strong. Look at his items. He's got the Tiamat and the Warhammer. So this is making plays without information, literally costing the team big time at this point. And I'd have no idea why she went this way instead of just clawing over here. But it doesn't matter. And this Pyke just wasted Ignite too. Like, there's no reason. He literally just ignited him before he ulted. It make no sense. He's completely surrounded. So this is just another key point to literally make plays with information. Don't try to force when we don't have information. I believe this is the play, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually the play before it, sorry. So some shit ends up going down mid lane. They already did it. I'm sorry. There we go. So shit's gonna go down mid lane basically. They're already pressing into our turret. As you can see, they now have a 1,000 gold lead because we kept fucking up as a team. You can see our scores 1 and 4. Um, we gave up 4 kills in the bottom lane. That was absolutely crushing at one point. And we just keep making mistake after mistake. Caitlyn gets out of position, and then our extremely fed um, bottom lane goes and makes a play, which is really good. So immediately with this information, I know that even if Warwick is on this side, we have the numbers advantage. So I'm literally going to do this crab and go straight into doing Herald. Look at the time, 12:30. I purposely was on this side of the map as well because 12:30, like I said, the 12 to 14 minute mark is the best time to get Herald if you can because of how the plating works. And we'll just speed it up. I believe my team actually does some something crazy. I can't remember if they do or not. But Lysandra comes over to help peel them away just to make sure. I secure it. And then don't remember. We get a kill there. Okay. And then oh, we get absolutely destroyed here because Warwick is insanely strong. And we're also making a mistake as a team. Look where our AD carry is, who's our strongest carry right now by far, and we're fighting without him. So we make a huge mistake here, and they end up getting the turret and the dragon spawn. I believe Lucian actually dies here too, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, I'm wrong. And then basically, here, go to me. I'm going up top because I know where their entire team is right now. So I know it's only Cho'Gath and I have the Herald still. So I'm going to just go top strictly to break the turret. I did do one mistake. I came out too far because you'll see he literally tries to make a play for silencing me. Luckily I got it off, but I should have just done it back further and let it walk in the lane. So this is the importance of getting Shelly. It's past the time now. Shelly probably had like 30 seconds, I believe, before it expired. But now we just got a free turret without having to worry about it. And that turret had probably 4 plates worth of defense if plates are still up there. So this is why I stressed to you guys about you get an opportunity, you need to work on setting up getting Herald, or if you know you have the advantage, your team's around you still, just take Herald. Also talk about setting up plays to get Herald with Mystic. So if you guys have a back time that's relatively soon, around the 12-minute mark, you should immediately communicate Mystic. You're going back. I don't care if it's 11:30 on the game time. You can say, "Hey, can we make a play for Herald Central? Because I'm going back right now." And if he says yes, then literally you can go over there. One of you bring a pink. One of you should have a sweeper by that time. I'm assuming I'm not one of you. Mystic should probably have a sweeper by that time if he got enough of his relic procs. Um, but regardless, if one of you just brings a pink, you'll be able to pink the area just to make sure that it's secure, at least when you're starting it. And then we always will have the numbers advantage because their bottom lane's not going to expect us to just be there with our support. And then we just tell Peridian to just chill out a little bit in lane while we get the Herald. Because the Herald means we can break an entire turret very fast. And it's okay if he misses some CS because of that. So these are just small things you guys really should um, start paying attention to. And I honestly do think if I know you don't like Sejuani Central, she is really good. Nunu is honestly a good tank jungler who can gank early because of his W. So it could be an option if you like him, and it also can be team comp based. He's incredibly good at zoning to help protect our carries and things of that nature. Um, this game was a lot of fun, but we had a really big gap in the middle of the game where my team basically tried to throw a ton, and it made it really challenging. As you can see, 12 kills are on two of their champions, and this Warwick is building straight damage. So the Lissandra should be alting him. Anytime that we can break his alt, we should just be alt killing him when he dives in, basically, because he has no resistances besides this. But we have a ton of CC to stack on him, so it's perfectly fine to just melt him. So it's good to start talking about um, what the best targets are, especially if they're basically diving at you. This Cho'Gath getting that many kills that early, he's still losing in CS, but it makes him just get to being tankier so much easier, which makes it really hard on our backline. So that's where you guys need to talk about, like, during the game, like, we should just zone and peel for Lucian and Lissandra, especially Lucian at this point, because as you can see in the game, he's got over 2,000 more than her in gold, so he's obviously carrying more heat. She hasn't even finished one item yet, so these are just some important things I want you guys to really consider when we're going into our next set of games, so we can just continue to get better and better as a group.